And we welcome back another episode of NBA 2K14. In their last episode earlier, as the Indiana Pacers defeat the New York as the Indiana Pacers defeat the Portland Trail Blazers by 112 to 110. Paul George got 34 points and 9 assists. Danny Granger got 27 points. On the other hand, CJ McCollum got 32. Damian Lillard got 21 points. In a huge close game, Trailblazers tried to come back but fell short by 2-point victory. And now let's check out the presentation. It's ready to go. And yet it's ready to work. And now, next game on our hand, we're up to Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. We got the new generation of the Western Conference featuring Kevin Love and Ricky Rubio of the Minnesota Timberwolves take on Anthony Davis and Eric Gordon of the New Orleans Pelicans. This marks the first time in Andre Kenshin history as the New Orleans Pelicans will make his first NBA 2K14 video as the Pelicans as a new season during the inaugural 2013, which their previous name was New Orleans Hornets. Now they will be renamed the naming to the New Orleans Pelicans. Anthony Davis, the number 1 overall pick in 2012, is still in the rookie as a former Kentucky. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin for this game. The Minnesota Timberwolves gonna use the blue shirts. We don't have any black shirts because we did not get the mod put there on the fouls. And the Pelicans, we're gonna go with the white jersey at the time and gonna go control for the New Orleans Pelicans. Look the chance to beat against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And now we're sending over. We are moments away here at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. We're sending out to Kevin Harlan here in New Orleans, Louisiana, and team Smoothie King Center. And now, anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video. Now we're going to send in Kevin Harlan here in New Orleans Pelicans for the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video for the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New Orleans Pelicans. And now, here we go, and let's get started. It's also the real life when Minnesota Timberwolves tried to attempt to relocation to New Orleans in 1995. Not in the same thing, but they failed in relocation in 1995. That will be a good one here in New Orleans. Let's get started. Here we go. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. You're watching the NBA. Friday night in the NBA. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
And both sides on the floor getting ready for the game ahead, and it's almost that time. We've got NBA basketball in store for you here at New Orleans Arena in New Orleans, Louisiana, the home of the Pelicans here on 2K Sports. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with me today, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, check it out, Ricky Rubio. What can we expect here?
And he's such a great distributor of the ball. Kevin, his passes aren't just accurate, they're highlight reel dives. I mean, when he's operating their offense, it is beautiful to watch.
And also, there aren't many players better at anticipating an opponent's next move, waiting for his moment and then jumping in the way of the pass to come up with the steal. He's got that mastered.
The Pelicans hoping for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows, and in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
When I look at New Orleans, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk from them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
On defense, New Orleans following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. 6 points for Kevin Love.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
Well, this season, a new mascot, new team colors, and a brand new state-of-the-art 50,000 square foot practice facility for the Pelicans. It's not just a new paint job, folks. This is a franchise doing some exciting stuff.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Steps back and fires. And that one's good. Rubio's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, that's one way he can finish, but not the only way. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
Clark, you mentioned the new colors of the Pelicans. No longer the purple, teal, and gold of the Hornets, but blue, gold, and red from the city flag of New Orleans. Steve, looks pretty good.
It does look good. And remember the other connections. I mean, the blue is featured on the Louisiana city flag, gold, Mardi Gras color, of course. You know, and then you think about the connection to the plumage of the brown pelican, which I've studied for years. And of course, red. I mean, the red represents... I have no idea what red represents.
Here is Davis, following the score by Kevin Martin. Davis kicks to Evans. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Looking at the last game for the New Orleans Pelicans, it was a win against Atlanta.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
Steamsma checked in for Jason Smith.
Guys, with the way Kevin Love has added to his game every season, you know, both with his three-point shooting and slimming down to become more mobile, where does he go from here with this game? He's already a very complete player, but knowing him and how he works at it, he'll find something he can improve on.
Here's Davis, following the basket by Kevin Love. Davis kicks to Gordon. It's in there. Davis with the assist. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, good one here, guys. This is going to be fun to watch. 2 evenly matched teams, both teams playing hard.
Now, here's Rubio, who's coming off a 16-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And what stood out to me in particular was his gorgeous playmaking out there. He was finding his teammates in great positions to score.
Clark, you mentioned that Kevin Love has slimmed down. I agree. He's really transformed his body since he came to the NBA, hasn't he, Steve?
Yeah, he has. He's much leaner now, does yoga and a lot of core strengthening exercises in the offseason. Still a beast on the board. He's got that leverage, that lower body strength in order to be able to root players out on that weak side of the glass.
I don't want to let the monk, but you do yoga as well, aren't you?
I do, and I'm leaner now and stronger than ever.
You've never looked better.
Thanks, Kev.
Never looked better.
Appreciate that.
Some changes for Minnesota. Turioff comes in for Nikola Pekovic, and Derek Williams subbed in for Kevin Love. Right now, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Rick Adelman. Doris?
One player who's really on his mind in this matchup is Eric Gordon. He said of Gordon, he can shoot with deep range and has the strength and explosiveness to go by you if you overcommit and finish or get himself to the line. So he's just an underrated scorer in this league, and it's going to take a total team effort to slow him down. Kevin, we'll see how they do.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but through contact, he'll head to the line.
Yeah, when he's not blocking shots, he's altering them, Kevin, because he's just a constant presence and a threat defensively in the paint.
And Steve, I'd like to touch on one other thing here, which is how well he sets a pick. You know how important that is, as good a shooter as you were when you played. He frees up his teammates with some very rugged screens. He's really one of the best in the league at doing that. You know, it looks like despite the injury he's got, he's still able to deliver, and that's what he's showing us right now.
It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. 6 points for Eric Gordon.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the three-point line. That's 4 of the last 5. You got to run those guys off the line.
I agree, and the defense is practically giving them those.
Shots, though. Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Williams, and he finishes. Nicely on the layup.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Holiday, another one falls for New Orleans.
What a start to this game. The offense is so dominating.
I tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
And Derek Williams, the basket on the assist by Barea. Holiday with it. Outside Gordon. It could go. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. New Orleans on top, leading by just one. From the New Orleans Arena, back in a moment.
Thursday, February 13th, Darren Williams and the Brooklyn Nets take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. An Eastern Conference showdown. Be there.
And off we go at post-game, now starting the second quarter. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Davis and Smith together down low. Tyreek Evans out there with Austin Rivers. And it's Miller in its small forward. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
You look at Tyreek Evans, and he has the physical tools to excel at all facets of the game, but one habit that he can get into which holds him back is that sometimes he can get caught watching the play instead of being part of it.
A nice shot by Barea.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
And Davis backs down. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And for Evans, so used to playing Steve with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, but the best slashers also can make those dive cuts without the ball on the weak side. And I think that's where Evans can possibly find some easy points playing that position.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Chase Budinger, he's jacked in for Derek Williams. Martin comes in for him. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for J.J. Barea.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark's power on the... Dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Well, for those of you who've been sleeping or under a rock for the last few years, Anthony Davis, the #1 pick of the 2012 NBA draft, is 6'10", with a 7'6" wingspan. The all-time NCAA freshman record holder for blocks in the season and a potential superstar big man coming to the NBA.
Rivers kicks to Evans. It's Miller on the way. Takes a three. Yes, and a nice assist from Evans. Miller's got 6.
You know, that wasn't the highest quality look, but for him, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need a great look to knock down the three.
Martin kicks to Zhang. And again, it's Minnesota converting. And for Davis, outstanding in the NBA from day one.
Yeah, defensively, an elite shot blocker and rebounder, and offensively, very talented as a ball handler and finisher. Just needs to get stronger. And as he grows, as he matures, I think Davis will be a perennial all-star.
And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
A lot of noise coming from these fans. Pretty unhappy with that call.
Well, you know, we've got a lot of amateur officials in the crowd, and not one of them liked it.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Jen. And Kevin Love is subbed in for Johnson. And the leaderboard with some point guards who have been getting their hands dirty in the paint lately. Let's take a look at the top rebounding one guards of the last 10 games. Second, Ricky Rubio.
This is a unique group of players. It's not often we talk about the rebound leaders at the point, but with these guys, it's warranted because of just how well they do it.
You know, it definitely sets them apart from most of the other point guards in the league when you can glass eat like that. They've got a little bit of that big man attitude in them, battling in the paint when the shot goes up and feeling like they can get some rebounds too. The signature slam right there from the big fella. How many of those have we seen before?
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Right side Martin, and it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Here's Pekovic, and the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
Fellas, that's been a go-to shot for him today.
Yeah, they found that sweet spot between the paint and the three-point line, and they're knocking a lot of those shots down.
And Davis backs down. Fades. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
He kicks to Rubio. And the foul on. Drew Holiday. That's his first foul. New Orleans making some changes here. Steensma checked in for Jason Smith. Anderson comes in for Anthony Davis. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Tyreek Evans. And Pekovic kicks to Martin. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. The shot's good from Love.
Boy, when you got a big man who can shoot from distance like he can, what a huge bonus that is.
Anderson dishes to Holiday. Gordon, three-pointer. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.
Love off a pick from Rubio. Here's Buttinger. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
There's Gordon with the 3. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists now in this one. Love with the screen on Holiday. And Rubio kicks to Martin. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And the crowd immediately letting the officials have it after that whistle.
A very unpopular call there.
Derek Williams checked in for the Timberwolves. Berea comes in for Kevin Martin.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Chase Buttinger, he's checked in for Ricky Rubio. Looking at the last game for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was a loss to Oklahoma City.
I know that's a game they'd like to forget. Sort of a tough day for them all around.
Yeah, I don't see any reason they won't be able to rebound from it pretty quickly, though. I mean, this team throughout the season has shown itself to be pretty resilient. But the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got a crowd that would make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Anderson passes to Holiday. And again, New Orleans with the triple. Now Berea averaging 8 points a game. Pass to Williams. Love outside. Pulls it up. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Here's Holiday. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so we wrap up the first half. Pelicans lead by 8. And get ready now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. The second half will be coming up right after that on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The weekend is finally upon us, and on this Friday night, it's time for the halftime show. The New Orleans Pelicans have the lead against Minnesota. A big game for them right now. A win here would move them into the 8th seed in the conference. An unbelievable half from Anthony Davis. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And a resilient Timberwolves team is staying in it. With 2 quarters left to play, they've been an offensive juggernaut, scoring with impunity. An unbelievable half from Kevin Love. How's that for a shooting percentage? 100. Yes, 100% from the court. Not too bad. Checking out some of the games still in progress. Utah trailing Dallas out in Dallas. They're 6 points behind in the 4th with some work to do. And another game going on, a tightly contested game for Boston up against the Sacramento Kings. Things are even in the 2nd quarter. And now, a look at the other NBA action. The Denver Nuggets have the lead against the Knicks in New York. They're in the 4th quarter, and they've got a double-digit edge at the moment. And that'll be our report. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope to see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first. First half, his decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
Checking out the group for Rick Allen to start the second half. Buttinger and Kevin Love at the forwards. Rubio and Martin manning the backcourt. And it's Pekovic in at the 5 down low. Knocked loose. Stolen by Martin. Here's Buttinger. Pekovic covered by Evans. Rubio dishes to Buttinger. Kicks it to Love. Rubio outside. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision. You see they had an open shot outside. Get it there.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost over. Good news for them.
And so it's Minnesota with it, trailing here by 8. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And you guys remember that game? They got to the free throw line repeatedly with their aggressive play, and getting all those easy points at the foul line was the difference.
And Holiday kicks to Gordon. Back to Holiday. Feeds to Evans. No good from outside. Timberwolves trailed by 5. Here's Martin, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Martin's got 11.
Nothing but money for him to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
And if your ball handlers and big men Clark can draw contact and sink those free throws, you're all set.
That's always a game within the game, Kevin. Consistently getting to the free throw line and knocking them down. Let's not become effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. We got to get more intense.
Love with the screen for Rubio. The dish to Martin. There's the feed to Buttinger. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch. Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks. They've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Taken away by Holiday. Pass to Davis. A finish. A big time at the hit of the break.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack. before the defense can get itself set.
Timberwolves trailed by 8, and the Timberwolves call time. At this part of the game, always important to stay focused, and while the coach goes over the game plan, these players are getting a much-needed chance to rehydrate and refuel with Gatorade. And guys, we know the drill well, all three of us drinking the Gatorade too.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Kevin, people have no idea the fatigue that can set in during a telecast. And so it's important for us to stay hydrated all game long.
Clark, you're always hydrated.
Yeah, I try to be, but it's usually with a combination of H2O and Gatorade.
I love Gatorade. Look at Steve, got a Gatorade shirt on.
Yeah, he's really immersed in the Gatorade.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
At the line for 2. And he's good on the second.
You know, guys, you look at Austin River, and he has the speed and elusiveness that you want from a player with his style and size. He doesn't have any problem getting by somebody to get into the lane, but for him to be a positive contributor, he's got to learn to finish with more consistency, and that's just a matter of work and time.
That shot wide open. Muhammad's got his first 2 points of the night.
He's a natural scorer with three-point range. Muhammad is really good with his feet set as a spot-up shooter, but he can also slash to the rim and finish.
And the mindset he brings as a scorer is mentality. Steve. Some would say he gets a little myopic and has tunnel vision, but when he heats up, he's on fire and tough to stop.
And for Rivers, a great ball handler, but he's a little undersized and doesn't have that elite athleticism, I guess I want to say.
I think that made it tougher for him to adjust to the size of players at the NBA level. He's got a scorer's mindset, but he needs to work on how he's going to beat the second defender. Maybe it's a pull-up jump shot, a floater, or drawing a foul.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Johnson comes in for Muhammad, and it's Buttinger in for Ricky Rubio. Davis is guarded by Johnson. Davis kicks to Rivers. Roberts. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
And that one's good. And now it's a 11-point Pelican lead.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
On the wing, Johnson. He passes to Buttinger. Fires the three. Hits the bucket. Buttinger's got 19 points.
He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
And here's Rivers. Right now averaging 7 points a game. For three, Gordon. That's good. Gordon's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
Yeah. In fact, 3 of the last 5 makes is from beyond the arc.
Martin goes in. It's stolen by Davis. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Davis has got the ball. And finished off by Rivers.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yes, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
And it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Cunningham. And again, it's Minnesota.
You're going to be waiting a long time if you're waiting for him to miss that when he's that open.
The open shot, Gordon. Pelicans keep it alive. The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
You know, offensively, his quarter has been perfect. Not a single missed shot. They've got to keep riding.
And Rubio kicks to Barea. Davis with the ball, but he gets it back. He feeds it to Begovic. A second chance effort. No luck. Here's Holiday. No luck. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. New Orleans on top, leading by 14. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter.
Coming up next Tuesday, February 11th, LeBron James and the Miami Heat go up against the Phoenix Suns. Do not miss it.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And that's helped with their passing game, too, because they're getting a lot of assists by sharing the ball and moving it.
Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the line. So for New Orleans right now, Evans and Anderson, the forwards. Holiday out there with Anthony Morrow, and it's Smith in at the 5, roaming the paint. Rubio, the pass to Barea. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And Williams backs in. Rubio dishes it to Barea. Back to Rubio. On the wing, Williams. Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And a moment now to check out who Minnesota has coming up. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand.
I know I'll be looking out for the final score in that Rockets game. Should be close, I think.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Martin's checked in. Pelicans leading by 15. Holiday dishes to Smith. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Chase Buttinger is checked in for J.J. Barea. And Rubio kicks to Buttinger. That's good. Buttinger's got 21 in the game.
He's doing his best to carry him, fellas, but he can only do so much. Things would be different for them if he was getting a little more help.
And the basket by Morrow.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
New Orleans making some changes here. Anthony Davis comes in for Ryan Anderson. And it's Gordon in for Anthony Morrow. And Rubio kicks to Martin. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could very well be a contender for dunk of the year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you, Park. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
That free throw good from Buttinger. That one is no good. Pelicans leading by 17. Here's Holiday. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Another miss by Minnesota. The Pelicans have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Gordon outside. Rejected by Buttinger. Passes it to Martin. He dishes it to Williams. A finger roll finish at the bucket.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Taken away by Williams, and the basket good.
Good job creating an easy bucket there.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Gordon. And he uses the glass on the way. Gordon's got 20 points.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse. I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far.
Watch out below. Get out of his way now.
No way that he was.
about to take those points away from him.
Rubio with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And Rubio kicks to Martin. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And that one's good. Pekovic.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, Kevin, Monty Williams was just going over the plan with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Kevin Love's checked in for Minnesota. There's 1:38 left in the fourth. Taken away by Holiday. And here we go. Holiday heading to the hoop. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Boy, they couldn't hook up there on what's really a pretty basic pass.
So it's the Timberwolves now. 15-point game. And Rubio kicks to Buddington. Kevin Martin on the wing. And again, it's Minnesota.
Well, you look at the scoreboard and you realize how much he's already contributed. You really have to wonder how bad it might be if he weren't doing the job he's done so far.
And Davis backs down. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play, even with the defender draped all over him. He's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And you know what? He's super on the offensive glass. Whether he's bagging his own groceries or sticking back one of his teammates misses, he gets it done in there.
55 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Eric Gordon on the wing. From past the arc. And the shot is good. And the Pelicans lead by 17.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
And it's Rubio penetrating. That's good. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 12 assists.
Late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
They get it again. Here's Smith. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the win.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
Now the pass to Muhammad. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Now here's Rivers. So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. How much to be critical of at this ring fight?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
So that will be wrap up here in New Orleans as the Pelicans beat the Timberwolves by 14, 112 to 98. You see the injury noise by the Patro Pengoni will be hurt soon. Paul Gasol will be healed. Dirk Nowitzki that will be fine for certain day today. Kyle Larry that will be fine. Tim Duncan will be healed. Thiago Smith that will be fine. Wesley Matthews that also fine. And I'll check out some Rising Stars challenge right now are set. Some stars take on elites. Ben McLemore, Trey Borg, Oladipo, Lillard, Zeller, Gilchrist, Antetokounmpo, Otto Porter, Andre Drummond, Anthony Bennett, Patrick Beverley, Michael Carter-Williams, Dion Waiters, Bradley Beal, Harrison Barnes, Andre Robertson, Thomas Robinson, Anthony Davis, and last but not least, Jonas Valanciunas and Kenny Olynyk. So let's check out some video box score as the Pelicans dominate over the Timberwolves by 14. 112 to 98. Anthony Davis got 34 points. Eric Gordon got 25. Chase Buninger got 24. Kevin Martin got 18 points. Kevin Love got 15. And Ricky Rubio got 12 assists and 10 points. And a huge victory for the Pelicans as they now win back-to-back wins in the Pelicans after the losing streak begins. The Denver Nuggets finally got some losing streak. It's over. 7-game losing streak. What did the Nuggets now losing streak? Which they began from Blazers. They won against the Suns. And then they lost again many times so far. Until the win against the Bucks. Until the win against the Nets. Until they win against the Knicks. Moving on February 8th. There will be having no one's games yet on February 8th. That will be good. We got the Spurs, Bobcats, Trailblazers, Timberwolves. Another Timberwolves game here, so that will be good. Trailblazers, Timberwolves, Warriors, Suns, Heat, Jazz, Grizzlies, Hawks, Nuggets, Pistons, and Rockets, Bucks. That will be skipped on the next one in here. Bobcats are now improved than last year. Chris Anderson, that will be fine here. The third group will now regain for the Magic. Chandler Parsons, that will be fine to heal. And Corey Brewer, that will be flu day today. That will be fine. So check out the upcoming schedules here and check out the schedule and the scores. Somehow the Bobcats beat the Spurs. Yeah, I think so. Al Jefferson got 28-12. Ben Gordon got 22. Kemba Walker got triple-double failure. Manu Ginobili got 24. Tony Parker got 18. And Tim Duncan got 14 points. We got the Timberwolves win over 1 point against Trailblazers. Warriors beat the Jazz. Oh, look at this! Miami Heat crushed the Utah Jazz in a huge massacre. They dominate over 70 points. That was a franchise record. The team with a dominated massacre, 40 points and a huge look at the second quarter. They only scored Utah 10 points. That was a huge night for Miami. And Skender got 23, and look at that. LeBron got 35. Mario Chalmers got 23. Chris Bosh got 21. Dwayne Wade got 17. Ray Allen got 15. Udonis Haslem got 12. Greg Oden got 10. Where's Chris Bosh? Only has 21. So that was the most scores ever seen this before. The Miami Heat franchise selling record for 70 points ever. That was amazing. Hawks beat the Grizzlies, Pistons beat the Nuggets, and the Rockets beat the Bucks. And now we'll move on here. What a huge day. We'll check out right now for the Nuggets. For the Heat. And a huge massacre win for Miami that will be rest of them. We're going to be fine. So move on February 9. We're going to have a Sunday Showcase doubleheader. Our first game of the day, we're off the Chesapeake Energy Arena. We got Carmelo Anthony take on Kevin Durant as the New York Knicks face the Oklahoma City Thunder. And followed by the second game, we'll be head to Staples Center, which just features Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls take on Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers. We got the skip all the way here. We got the Mavericks, Celtics, Pelicans, Nets, Grizzlies, Cavaliers, Pacers, Magic, Kings, Wizards, and Sixers, Clippers. As we ready for the ABC Sunday Showcase. Let's check out update for the power rankings. Miami and Houston still the top two power rankings. Got the Thunder and the third, the Clippers, Bulls, Spurs, Warriors, Pacers, Pistons, and the Hawks in the top 10. And now to check out the playoff picture before approach the All-Star break. We got the first place still Miami 44-5, Bulls, Hawks, Sixers, Pistons, Pacers, Bucks, Bobcats, and the hunt was Orlando, Washington, and Toronto, Boston, and Brooklyn. On the other hand, in the Western Conference, we got the Rockets, Clippers, Spurs, Thunder, Warriors, Blazers, Lakers, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the hunt was Memphis, Dallas, and the Pelicans. That should be fine. Now we're gonna go to return for here to Turkey for now. As they after injury from recovering, we're gonna get recovered for now. After injury, so we're gonna go find another recover. We're gonna go Lamp. We're gonna swap up here. We're gonna swap Tobias Harris. Stop it. We're gonna move into 10 minutes for this one. Halo 32 returns now. Why would I swap in the Magic? I'm going to use after recovery. Gonna get Star. I'm gonna wrap up your change. As recovery from Tom Lambrun after the injury now recover. Regains for the Magic. Let's check out and approach the All-Star weekend. There's no ESPN Wednesday, but they have NBA on TNT Friday. We're off to Chicago and LA before the All-Star break soon. So that will be wrapped up here in New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans crush the Timberwolves by 14, 112-98. And next game, it's off the Oklahoma City. We got the features. The first game, we got the two superstars featuring Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith of the New York Knicks take on Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and followed by the second game, we're off the Staples Center featuring Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah of the Chicago Bulls take on Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol of the Los Angeles Lakers. And that should wrap up here tonight, and that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and congratulations, your Eastern Conference champion Indiana Pacers. They will win over the New York Knicks in 6 games in a huge dominate crush and advance to the 2025 NBA Finals. And we got the Indiana Pacers take on the Oklahoma City Thunder for the NBA Championship. We have one game will be begin after before, so when we upload before the All-Star break soon, that will be a good game. Once again, now for now, this is Andre Kenshin. Now the championship begins for the sports on the June. First, we saw the NBA. We got the Indiana Pacers take on Oklahoma City Thunder, and then NHL Stanley Cup Finals. We got the rematch featuring Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers. That will be a good one here. The road to the championship begins. That'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the Pelicans dominate over the Timberwolves 112-98. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so from Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. We'll see you tomorrow for another doubleheader once again. First game here, Chesapeake Energy Arena. We got the New York Knicks and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and followed by the second game here at Staples Center is the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers. Once again, this is Andre Kenshin. Say so for New Orleans. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow for another doubleheader. The first game, we have the New York Knicks and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and followed by the second game, it was the Chicago Bulls and the LA Lakers. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for another doubleheader. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night!